Another galaxy.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
You know they're not.
Ugh.
So, what I do, because I don't actually need to see our stream, is I just click the thumbs up button. I'm your first like today, Corey.
Whoa.
Yeah, probably try that.
Would you guys like that? Press the dislike button. And that's okay too.
I just do that. Then I've got chat and I've got Zoom, and that's all. Yeah. This is good though. It's sour.
Yeah. It looks thick.
Raspberries. I can say I definitely don't like that. That's where that thickness comes from, blueberry. Yep.
You might be able to find some KCBC up by here since they're a New York brewery.
Some what?
KCBC, Kings County Brewers Collective.
I feel like I've seen it.
They do pretty intricate, like, comic book style can art and shit. Worst comes to worst, you might be able to get a hold of them at the liquor store. See if they can get them through the distributor, because I should probably change my video game. That's really good. Not Poonsauce. I can't use my fucking government name. But it's asinine if I use my government name.
Poonsauce.
Where do you come from?
I'm just the Logan who never.
Another galaxy.
The Logan that
Yeah.
never breathes it.
You know they're
Only
not.
Only out. There's no inhaling.
No. I take in oxygen through.
Wait, hold on. I know what I'm gonna do.
I breathe it in through my pores. Just exhale.
Just to see if anybody noticed.
You know they're out there, don't you?
Oh yes. But it didn't change it on my.
Look at Zoom.
Oh, you're Logan Exhales. Oh, I see. Okay.
See if anybody noticed.
Perfect. We'll see if anybody notices. I just didn't want to be Logan Vapes.
Yeah, because that's the most like common. Anything with just like vapes at the end, it's like that's been overused.
Like, cool, bro, you vape.
We get it, you vape.
Yeah. Yep. I believe it.
We get it. We get it, you vape. Now shut up.
Yep. I just didn't want to be Logan Vapes.
That's
so
fine.
I was sitting here just like vaping. And I was like, oh, well, I exhale. And then that works out because I put Logan E on things, like on my Twitter and shit. And people think that the Logan E stands for Logan Exhale, but it doesn't.
It's your last name.
Yeah. Mind fuck.
Okay, well, let's get this.
Carl Phillips had like a crack one day about people not having their like names on Twitter, and I was like, well, my handle's not my name, but my name is my name. He was like, the E stands for exhale, and I was like, no, dude, it stands for Evan.
Okay, well,
Carl
I'm gonna
Phillips
stop.
and all his infinite fucking wisdom.
I'm about to start.
He's just like, oh, how quaint.
I'm gonna do the intro now.
Fuck you, Carl.
And go.
Are we live?
Well, intro's going.
Okay.
In
That'll
the history of
cuss out
television,
Carl.
great men
Okay.
and women
Show.
have brought us
That's
up
okay.
to the minute news.
Everybody knows
as
fucking
it
Carl,
happens.
right?
From the
Goddamn
moon
Carl.
landing
Fucking
to the
Carl.
dangers of secondhand smoke.
Find me a Carl that's like a good.
Sometimes they even make us laugh.
I'm waiting.
The one thing that stays the same,
Oh, wait.
everyone wants to know what's in the news.
Find me a Carl that's
From the
not
Boss
just like
News Network, your host,
asshole
Poonsauce
24/7.
McNasty, and to give the show some credibility, Logan Exhales. And now, back to the studio.
Boom. What is going on, everybody? I don't know if you can hear the motorcycle. I don't know if you can hear the motorcycle that just went past my street, but that's okay because it was loud. Well, that wasn't really too loud. It's not like a Harley or anything, but it was
We
still.
just had a quiet one go by.
It was still pretty loud. But what's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you all, and welcome to another episode of What's in the News. It's been a minute since we've had one of these. It's been a hot minute.
It's been like a few minutes.
Yeah, I've been out of town for the last week and a half, and when we were supposed to have our show was the day that I was leaving for the trips. So I was like, that's not gonna work. So we pushed it back till I got back in town, and I'm back in town obviously because I'm in my command center. And yeah, we're here, and we're here to talk about some advocacy this evening. We got a bunch of things. Well, we got a handful of things to talk about. It's still kind of slow when it comes to what's going on, like legislatively, and just kind of vape advocacy stuffs. But there's a few things to talk about, and we were going to kind of just give our thoughts on some things. But before we do it, it wouldn't be a vape show without the buffets, because it's literally against the law to not do a buffet when you're on a vape show. It's in writing.
I even do a vape show on a buffet on the Come Down, which isn't really even like a thing. It's just me like, here's the thing I vaped this week.
Right.
You know, like it's not even like a buffet because it's just me. But I still do one.
I'm going to let you go first because you have the most setups I think I've ever seen you use at once, and I'm terrified.
I have an actual buffet.
Well, because I was like, you told me how many setups you had. I'm like, who are you and what do you do with Logan? Because I'm expecting like 1 or 2 setups.
I'm just going to blame everything on Jay from now on.
That's fine. It's easy. He's easy to blame.
But we'll start it out. Standard. Daily driver. Aegis, whatever it is, with a slide on top. In that, I've got some lemonberry from our friend Tom over at Masshole Vapors. Some lemonberry in 10 milligram. That's absolutely delicious. Set this up this weekend. Topside dual. Why? Just because topside dual with an original recurve on top. It's a hell of a setup, but it's a great setup.
Right.
In that, I've got some custard from the north, some butterscotch custard from the northern country, some overdrip, some testing grounds in there. Next up, Gaia Blotto on top. In that, I've got some straw blights from Freeman's.
That's your end game liquid.
Dude, it's my favorite strawberry kiwi, and I probably won't be able to get it anymore. But Logan is echoing. Why am I echoing, Mallory?
Is it me?
Is it you or is it me?
Hold on. No, I think it's...
Turn my volume down.
Hold on.
We now have to wait approximately 30 seconds for an answer.
Hold on. I think we're good. Try talking now.
I'm talking now. Are we good, Mallory?
Turn it
Please
down a
report
little
back
bit.
as soon as possible. I hope we've solved the issue.
Mallory, let us know.
I'm gonna get through the rest of the buffet real quick.
Because I thought I had all the settings
28700 Karma on top. In that, I've got some Coastal Clouds, Blueberry Limeade, just another one of those, legacy liquids for me. And then last up, courtesy of a whole bunch of people, including the man sitting next to me over here, Duchess. Thank you again, Jay. The Abyss with the Ether. This is a beautiful setup. This is a beautiful vape. He built it himself for me.
I think that's your first Ashton coated mod too, isn't it?
Crazy. Just delicious.
Is that your first Ashton mod too?
Yeah, this is the first Ashton Palmer's powders coated device that I own, and it's beautiful. That red is just phenomenal. You guys can't really fully appreciate it in my horrible lighting, but there you go. It's just beautiful. Still got an echo. I'll live with it. Does anybody else have an echo out there?
I don't know why it's echoing. I don't think it should echo. If anybody else is getting an echo, just let me know.
Restart the, refresh.
Maybe that might be it, because...
Might help you. I don't know. But either way, I've just got some mango. 10 milligram in here. Delicious. This is a fantastic vape. This might be my new favorite thing.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. That's it though. That's my whole buffet. It's a hell of a buffet. But you are up, sir.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Let's see. I think the echo should be fixed. I don't know. Because I started looking at OBS and it was like, my mic's coming through, and then Logan was talking. It was kind of coming through my mic a little bit, which I don't know why. So I turned down the volumes a little bit. Worst comes to worst. Actually, let's fix this now. Headphones are going in just because I don't want to fucking deal with this.
Oh, Pam says there's a bit of an echo.
Hold on. I'll get it fixed
We've
in a
got
second.
echoes all over the place. Corey's gonna headphone it.
Let's do this.
I can hardly hear Logan now.
Oh, god damn it. Hold on.
I'm just reporting what the chat says, man.
Okay, I'm getting this all fixed, okay? I thought I had it fixed, but apparently not. It should be good now.
Corey is not only hosting the show, running the program, but it is now also technical support on the back end.
And that's where you have problems, because me,
Man of
technical
many
support for
talents here,
anything.
you guys.
Okay,
Let's get a round of applause for Corey and all of his valiant efforts.
I think we got it. I think all I needed was headphones. I think we're good. Testing 1, 2, buckle my shoe. You get the fucking idea. Okay, I'm gonna turn everything up again.
Hopefully we've solved the issue.
Yeah, I think
I
we're
hope
good.
Lando can hear me, and I hope the
We
echo
should be
is
good
gone.
now. We should be good now.
People heard 2 of me, and then they could barely hear me.
Well,
We
I
want to be
think
somewhere in the middle of that.
I think I got it fixed. I think I just need to put headphones. I think my mic was picking up my speakers probably. That's why it was kind of echoey. But whatever. Okay. Yep. There we go.
Good reports from chat. There we go. Much better.
Okay, so back to the buffets. I only have 2 subs. Logan's here blowing me out of the water with 5. And,
5, you guys.
And I only got 2. So first, it wouldn't be me if I'm not using this setup. Well, just the RTA specifically. I got the mix, GT4S, got a little Half Moons 510 on there. I don't even know what the name of this thing. I bought it at Steel Valley Vapors. I bought like one of each color he had, just because I need more 510s that I can put on this damn thing. And plus, I can put it on the Abyss as well. And yeah, it's just looking really good on there. I think a nice, solid, kind of big 510 on the very tall.
Yeah, it looks good, dude.
GT4S
it looks solid.
is just perfect.
Nice pop of color at the top.
And all my drip tips are like Halloween themed, just because Halloween's right around the corner.
It is indeed.
So yeah, just orange, just because pumpkin, Halloween.
Yeah, you can tell me the audio's good.
And then inside of there, I got some Carango, caramel mango from Transistor. It's delicious.
Nice.
And then I got my Abyss, since it's not one of the ones that I've heard many people have die on them. So I think this was the second batch. And inside of it, I got the Kirch from Susco. And in there, got a single Breeze Tones 28 gauge Alien, which is, this definitely is more restricted than the ones that the bridges that I've used before, like with the BP Insider and the Ether. This is definitely more restricted than those. I think this one's probably like a 2.5 millimeter insert. Well, there's not really inserts. It's just a I don't know if it's 2 or 2.5 millimeter airflow pin in it, but single 28 gauge Breeze Tones Alien in there, and I got a Bat Chiquita tip on there just because Halloween again, obviously. And inside of there, I got some of this new from our good buddy Overdrip from his Oven Drip line. We got that brand new peanut butter chocolate cheesecake, the PBCC in there, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's delicious.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, delicious.
I'm glad that like peanut butter liquids are not only like becoming a more predominant thing, but that they're being done really well.
Yeah, and
Because
like
peanut butter for a long time was super fucking hit and miss. And like there's like been some like secret code that has been cracked within like the mixer community, and peanut butters are amazing now.
I have 3 peanut butter liquids on my desk that are going to be vaped on. Of course, you got the Shakedown,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course is the classic one, some Prohibition Syntax.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but that's all I'm vaping on right now. And we haven't done this in a while, since me and Logan are avid beer drinkers, if you haven't figured that out already. We usually sometimes kind of have a beer while we're doing this, and we haven't
Mine's
done it in
almost
a while.
gone.
What the hell, man? But you're drinking something, and I know I'm drinking something because you're drinking something. So.
Mine's almost gone though.
I know you have a sour this evening.
I have a sour.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it is. I think Duchess gave it to you.
Yeah, Duchess did give it to me. I have absolutely no idea what it is. What is it? It's Big Ditches. Big Ditches, the company. They're right out of Buffalo. Fantastic brewery. And this is Berry Vision. It is a sour. It's almost gone.
Yeah,
But as you guys can see, it is fantastic. It's very red.
Oh yeah.
It's not like thick. It's just super hazy.
Oh yeah. And since I was in, hold on, let me take a sip.
Hang on. He has to hydrate first.
Yeah. Since I was in like the Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia area for about a week and a half, we decided to kind of explore a little bit. We went, I believe it was Weirton, West Virginia, because where Will lives, Steel Valley Vapors, it's like you can drive 10 minutes and go through 2 states. 3 technically, because he lives in Ohio. You go through West Virginia, and then you go straight into Pennsylvania.
Oh, it's right there in the there in the nook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we went to this little like beer place called By the Barrel, which I picked this one at because I wanted to get something that was local to the area. So I got a West Virginia brew today from what is this, Parkersburg Brewing? Yeah, Parkersburg Brewing Company. They're Pow Days.
Pow Days.
Yeah, it's just a nice double IPA, 8.3%. I guess they kind of came out, it's like a single hop IPA, but they came out for this one kind of a movement to take action for like climate change awareness and all that kind of stuff. So I think it was a cool kind of message to bring along with it. But yeah, it's a really solid, easy drinking double IPA. So
nice.
And I know I have a couple more downstairs. Eventually a review for one will be coming out. I'm going to be working on that since the next couple days I'm going to have off work, plus a good portion of next week, just because work's going to be slow because we're getting ready for Halloween. And I'll be able to punch out a lot of beer reviews these next week or so. So I'm pretty excited to get back on the train of reviewing beer again, because I've only did one since I got back, and got to get my training wheels back off, you know?
You know?
Because I've been doing it for so long.
You can do it. I believe in you. Logan, get the shakedown. Mallory, I don't have the shakedown. You know what I finally have, though? Again, another wonderful gift from Jay over here. Boule Bolu. I finally have Boule Bolu in my possession, you guys. I'm finally going to Banana Land.
Right.
And if you want to watch me go to Banana Land, I'm going to do it Sunday night.
So
that's my shameless plug for the week. I'm excited though. Everybody under the sun has had Boule except for me.
I know. I feel like it's been pretty. I'm surprised.
Yeah, dude. I mean, when did Boule come out? Like 912 years ago?
I'm going to say 913 exactly.
Oh, damn it. Vape years, you know, dude?
Right? Vape years is like 3 days is like 400 years vape years.
Dude, it really is. It really is. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm really excited to try it.
I'm excited for you because
yeah, dude, Pancakes has been talking to me about Boule for like forever. I'm finally going to try it, Pam. Sunday night. We're trying some Boule.
But finally getting into why we're here this evening, we have a couple things to talk about before we're going to head the hell out of here and just go on with the rest of our evening. If you guys haven't noticed, FDA has...
Oh, sorry, Corey. I know. I'm calling an audible. There are no time restraints tonight.
Oh, so meeting got canceled.
You don't have to announce it to the world. Yeah, actually, no, I was just wrong. We don't have a meeting this week.
Oh.
Yeah, I just don't know what day it is anymore.
I'm gonna get I need somebody to chat to get a timestamp for this.
Yeah, no, I was
Logan
wrong.
was wrong.
Write it down, you guys. I've been wrong like a million times.
I know. I just like giving you shit.
Not anything new. I just lost track of the days, and I thought this week was actually last week, like on the calendar. That's how far behind I am right now. Time is arbitrary for me. So yeah,
happens, man.
we have no time restrictions, man. We
awesome.
We can go into whatever.
We can actually get into and we can hear you rant because I want to hear you rant because
I don't really want to.
Well, it's fun, and I'm gonna force you because I like causing you pain.
Force me now.
So, if you guys haven't noticed, the FDA has finally come out and...
What if I just flip my desk right when you said FDA?
That's fine. That's fine, too, yeah. It would be good content either way. But the FDA has finally come out with some PMTAs that have gone through. We've seen so many MDOs from the past maybe month or so, over, I would say probably close to in the millions of MDOs that have been put out already.
Yeah.
Good
For
three
companies,
quarters of
it's
it's probably
hundreds.
been one
Yeah, it's
company, but
hundreds of companies.
yeah, it's been one. I would say three quarters has been almost from one company, to be honest. Because I remember that giant one.
Yeah,
where
millions of actual PMTAs have been denied. Yes.
Well, actually, let's start off with that, because we're talking about the MDOs and all that kind of stuff. And before we get into products that have been approved, we're going to talk about something happening with the companies that have gotten these MDOs, which is a lot of these companies are actually putting petitions in for the local appeals courts and trying to fight this, which I think is a real cool thing, because we actually saw some kind of like glimmer of hope. I wouldn't say it's like a something that's gonna like blow the freaking world away when it comes to this happening.
No.
But what was the Turning Point, right? It was Turning Point Brands, I think it was.
Turning Point Brands.
Turning
So,
Point. Yeah, go ahead.
Essentially, Turning Point filed for a stay. They've been granted a stay, but it's a stay while the review for their stay is being decided.
Right.
So it's a stay to decide a
If they
stay.
should stay.
And then once you are granted, if you're granted that stay, then their court process continues on and whatnot. And the stay is to have their products remain on the market and not be removed while this is going through the whole spiel, the whole court thing. So while that's a good thing because it keeps products on the market longer and they have more opportunity to go through this process, it's not anything like wild and huge and dramatic and, you know.
Yeah, but
It's not like anybody got authorization or anything.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like, I
It's
don't
literally
see-
a stay for a stay.
I mean,
It's a stay while the court decides whether or not they're going to grant a stay.
I'm trying to think if it's a likely chance that a stay might happen.
I've gotten to the point, Corey, I think with all of this where I try not to predict what happens.
Yeah, because most of the time it's just wrong.
It's 50-50, man. Sometimes
Like,
I'm
this is
right,
why I
and then
don't
other
gamble.
times I'm like, oh, did not see that coming.
Right.
Yeah, so I wish Turning Point Brands, and I know you're going to go through more on the rest of these companies, but I wish everybody
there was Turning Point Brands. Well, if you haven't seen already, Jim McDonald, our good friend over there at vaping360.com, has kind of put out a little article. It was updated on the 19th, where there's at least 28 companies that have challenged these MTOs and kind of have taken the same route as Turning Point.
Yeah, I think other companies were looking into it, but there's a 30-day period that companies could file these, and so other companies I think have kind of missed that mark. But yeah, what, 29?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So
carry on, sir.
Okay, so there's another company that actually got the Triton also filed a motion for stay.
Triton, yeah.
So Triton Distribution got theirs through. So there's a lot of companies out there. Let's see what we can see here. I'll put the link in chat for you people to see and kind of follow along with us. But there's a decent amount of companies that have filed, and some big names are on here exactly too. So we got 7 Days, which is the ones who came out, the Reds liquid and all that kind of stuff. A very, very popular liquid with new vapors and kind of those whenever I used to hang out in the vape shop, 7 Days was always one of those ones that they pushed on to smokers trying to get into flavors. Like because I would say it's sweet,
packed with flavor.
They have a menthol option, which a lot of times people kind of go into menthol.
Yeah,
so,
I always saw like Reds like right below Naked or something, like in every shop I ever went into.
And let's see, we got the big one here, Avail, which of course they filed their for the appeals court. And let's see, what else we got? Cloud9 Vapor.
Yep.
Let's see what else. Fresh Farms, E-Liquid, Johnny Copper, Liquid Labs. Let's see, New Nicotine, Prohibition. Let's see. Vaporized has done it. And I'm guessing there's probably plenty and plenty more that have done it. I know there's I believe the same, I think, I'm trying to remember if it's part of the lab or not, but the people due to Marketplace have filed the petition for their MDO as well. I just don't know if it's part of
Mallory, we are going to talk about both the View Solo and Verve very soon.
I'm trying to think if it was. I think they might have been a part of Turning Point, if I remember correctly, or something like that. I know, because I know the labs have filed for some liquids, so that's how people are getting their stuff through with their lab filing. But it's just a nice little quick thing that companies are actually fighting these MDOs now, which is a nice thing. It's not like they're just giving up and kind of starting.
I mean, the real premise behind it is final guidance for PMTAs came out a month, 2 months. 2 months or so after the PMTA deadline was. Yeah. So, I mean, FDA moving goalposts like that is a huge deal. And all of these companies have every right to appeal and have this process, hopefully just force FDA to start over. That's what I'd love to see. You know, force them to start over.
Yeah. So it's kind of
change the rules and finalize your rules, you know, after the game is over.
Right. So it's good these companies.
But I mean, to anybody who's been in this space long enough, FDA moving goalposts is absolutely nothing new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something they do on the kind of regular. Yeah. So it's a cool thing that these companies are doing. It's nice to see action being taken for this kind of thing when bullshit is happening that the FDA is doing. But time to move on to the angry part of this kind of show this evening. So as you guys know, there have been some products that have gotten their PMTA approval, and the name of these companies are pretty. The one of them is a big name that I see all over the place. Gas stations. I don't think I've ever seen them in vape shops, but mostly they're. I mean,
these are both from big companies.
Yeah, they're big companies doing it, but the brand itself. First, we're going to talk about Views, which Views is probably I can see them in almost every gas station I go in.
You probably see the Views Alto in every gas station you go in. You probably don't see the Views Solo.
So the FDA had issued their first marketing authorization to a vaping product, which Logan just said is the Views Solo. I'll link Mr. Jim McDonald's article to this in the chat for you guys. But it's kind of this style of e-cigarette I haven't seen on shelves anywhere in years. Because
it's a cig-alike.
Yeah, it really looks exactly like the stuff I used to saw before I started vaping.
Yeah, I think, like, if we wanted to get technical, I think the View Solo is like a second generation cig-alike. Like, if you follow the generations of cig-alikes, I believe the Solo counts as a second generation cig-alike, but yeah.
Right, and then, so they approve kind of obsolete kind of technology within vaping. I mean,
sure. I mean, the View Solo, we're talking about a cartomizer for one. We're talking about a cig-alike with a cartomizer on the end. We're essentially talking about like 2010 vaping technology, right? Like, this is a 2010 cig-alike in tobacco only. Their flavors did receive MDOs for all of the other flavors that they submitted. I don't think we know anything yet on their menthol.
Yeah,
I don't believe their menthol was denied, but it has not received authorization. But all the other flavors that Reynolds did submit for the Solo did receive MDOs.
Yeah,
so this is, Corey, you said this is like the angry part of the stream. And I don't think it's an angry part of the stream per se, but there's mixed feelings here because this is historic. This is the first vapor product to receive a PMTA. I mean, it's history.
Yeah,
like, that's history in the making right there. That is FDA fully acknowledging that a vapor product is appropriate for the protection of public health.
I agree.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's
a big deal. And there's so much that can be built off of this authorization. But the flip side of that coin is the first authorization to come out is a cig-alike that no one uses.
Right. I don't think I've seen
And I
that
went
kind of
hunting,
cigarette.
dude. I went hunting for a solo. I couldn't find one anywhere.
What's kind
I
of
haven't
giving?
seen. I used to see View solos and the solo carts
Mhm.
all over the place, but that was pre New York's flavor ban and pre flavor ban on closed pods.
Right. So.
And so after that, I didn't see the solo anymore. So if the only appeal to the View solo for anybody at that time, with 2019, still using a View solo, was probably their flavors. Once the flavors came off the shelf and it was just tobaccos out there and menthols, I just don't see solos anymore. You know, places aren't stocking them, but it's still a product authorized by FDA, the very first PMTA granted to a vapor product. It's a historic thing. There's a lot to build off of. It's still a good thing. Like, it's a good thing, but it's not a great thing. Does that make sense? Like, this is a good thing for us, for vaping, for harm reduction, for people who smoke. This is a good thing. It's just not a great thing.
Right.
It's FDA playing softball. It's FDA testing the waters of approving a product that really no one uses, that definitely no youth are using, even though all of these organizations, CTFK, Truth, PAVE, all of these organizations are still fighting this authorization and saying it's, you know, boo, bad. Raja Krishnamurthy had a little tangent about how this was bad. And, you know, all these orgs that said, you know, tobacco is fine, tobacco flavors are fine, it's all the other flavors. But when FDA turns around and does this with a tobacco flavor, with a cig-alike from a decade ago, they're still upset about it. So if that tells anybody anything about these organizations, it's never been about the flavors. It's just about e-cigarettes. It's just about nicotine. It's just...
Mallory said that she used to have a View Solo back in 2014.
The berry cart, yeah.
The berry one, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm glad to see a vapor product come through.
If you tried it now, it would be horrid. Sure.
Yes.
Now that we have this plethora of great vaping, you know, gear and tanks, and the technology's come so far, yeah. If you were to go back to a View Solo, you would be like, bro, why?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that irks me about it, is the technology in vaping has gone so far. Because this is like kind of within the first couple of years of vaping being out there, this is kind of like what vaping used to be.
Yeah, this was early. It's not necessarily 2010 because it didn't enter the market till somewhere around 2014. But the technology behind it itself is dated to like 2010, 2011, you know?
And it's like, am I happy that a vapor product that can help people get off smoking is out? Yes. Just the one thing.
And it's not to say that this product won't, because this product has already helped people quit smoking in the past. And now it will continue to help people quit smoking again. With authorization from FDA. And there's a lot of potential there. It's one of those products that, you know, if we weren't in the situation that we're in right now, and vape shops are closing left and right, and all these other products are coming off the shelves, if we weren't in that other part of this situation, the View Solo is one of those products that is going to get somebody curious enough to go to a vape shop. You know what I mean? It's a product they pick up from a gas station on a whim. Hey, maybe I'll try this thing, you know, give it a shot, see if it helps me stop smoking. They're curious enough. Boom.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up the curious part later when I kind of share my final thoughts with these products and how I feel like the future is going to go. Because it's not really a common opinion, but I'm just going to kind of see. I go by what I'm seeing happening. And it's going to kind of maybe irk some people, but it is what it is. So it's cool to see this out there. Hopefully this kind of maybe sets the ground of maybe, like how it says right here, that possibly other devices like the Views Alto, the Enjoy Ace, they even mentioned Juul, which I will be very surprised, like, because they're probably on the #1 hit list for the FDA, to be honest, when it comes to vapor products. But who knows?
They've been the scapegoat the whole time.
Yeah, if we see a Juul product be approved by the FDA, oh, the antis are just gonna burst into flames. It's gonna be chaos.
I would love to see FDA approve the Juul.
Yeah, because it's, you can argue all you want.
I'm sorry, everybody. I keep saying approve, and I think Corey said approve a few times too. These aren't approvals in the sense of being FDA approved. It's the applications we're talking about being approved. The products receive an authorization for marketing. Those are two very different things.
Right.
And I just want to full disclaimer, clarify for anybody listening, watching. FDA approved and authorized for marketing are two different things.
I mean, let's be honest. Your Chantix is FDA approved.
Yes.
And that's a whole nother topic for another day. But
I believe Chantix got pulled again.
Again, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Too many people having suicidal thoughts.
No, I believe it was pulled and recalled for too high a level of nitrosamines.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at other stuff about this product here that kind of just we're looking at let's see, silver in color and the cartridges are black, which I really like that they're only available in 4.8%, which is 48 milligram, which I think in that kind of style, it's pretty similar.
You need to have, it's such a low power device. You need to have a high.
You need a high nicotine content in there. So
Pfizer didn't pull it, Mallory said. Okay.
So I'm happy that this is a product that is still available and that can be used for people to quit smoking. I wish that they kind of approved something that was kind of better technology and kind of. So I'm hoping to see maybe the Vuse Alto, because that's their next step, or the Enjoy Ace. I would like to see something like the Boulder products being used, because Boulder is what got me off of smoking cigarettes. That's the company right there. Boulder has, and if you look at Boulder, nothing with their marketing as a vapor company has appealed to children. They kind of stick with what Enjoy does, Vuse does. It's kind of that kind of same style, where their product is meant for getting people off cigarettes, and that's what they stand by. They don't stand by. They don't really, I don't want to say they disapprove of it, but they really don't even dabble in a game like this, because that's not what their intentions are. Their intentions are creating a product that will get people off of smoking, which I'll always appreciate because it worked for me. So,
okay, so really quick, I just want to throw it out there and I'll post this in chat, but what I was referring to is actually a voluntary recall from Pfizer in their 0.5 and 1 milligram tablets of Chantix, and it was for nitrosamines, but it was just a voluntary recall on a whole bunch of lot numbers. But there you go. That's what I was referring to, Mallory.
Gotcha.
FDA didn't they move that line so they could sell it yet? I don't know what that means, but there's the actual FDA release on that voluntary recall from Pfizer.
So moving on to our second product that's got approved, and this is where the more ragey part of this approval comes of, like, the FDA approval authorizations come through, because never heard of this product, never seen it before, and we're going to tell you why. Probably not a lot of people have seen it before, so
yeah, I don't recall ever seeing this product.
So if you want to follow along, this is the other article, Mr. Jim McDonald. Again, huge shout outs to Mr. Jim McDonald. He does some amazing stuff over at Vaping 360. He's keeping the vape community up to date on advocacy news, all that kind of stuff. He's just a top-notch.
He is also a fantastic member of CASA's board and a wealth of information. And Jim, I'm going to walk on your lawn.
You have to. He's that angry.
You have
old
to
man
walk
that-
on Jim's lawn. Everybody go just stand on Jim's lawn.
So, looking at this product here, which is called, where is it? The Altria, which is kind of...
Altria, yep.
They have a product called the Verve.
Had
a product called the Verve. Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So, they had two different kind of versions of this kind of product. It was a soft version, which was a chew, and then a hard one, which is a disc. And it's a product that it's oral, kind of. It has coated in nicotine. It's kind of like a gum slash. I don't know if the chew is considered a gum.
It's like a chew hard disc sucker thing. Yeah.
And
like a lozenge, essentially, but bigger. I guess. And shaped like a guitar pick.
So I believe they got the
Yeah.
tobacco flavor in, but they also each got their mint flavors approved, if it looks like. So, but the weird thing is about this, each disc and each kind of chew only contains 1.5 milligrams nicotine.
Very low.
Yeah,
milligram.
very, very low nicotine content in this. But the kicker of this one, which just blows my mind. Oh, so the Verve is a product that isn't even on the market anymore.
Hasn't been on the market in a long time.
Well, let's see what the last time that it was on the market here
I
is.
want to say it was 2018. That
Yeah,
Altria
2018.
pulled
The only
this.
problem with consumers is the Verve was removed from the market in December 2018. At the same time, the company shut down its Mark 10 and Green Smoke e-cigarette brands. Exactly 2 weeks
And
later, Altria announced it was
invested
buying
in-
35% share in Juul.
In Juul, yes.
So,
So they pulled their Verve line, they pulled Green Smoke, and they pulled the wonderful Mark 10. Awful. And that was when we saw that investment in Juul. So, yeah, this product has not been around in a long time.
not
Altria
only
submitted this PMTA for the hell of it, basically prior
just to see what happens.
to deciding to turn it down. But cool. Thanks, FDA. Essentially, the two PMTAs that we've seen, other than the PMTA for the IQOS and other than the PMTA for Swedish Match's General Snus, both of those received MRTPs, by the way, as well. But in the last week, we've seen two marketing authorizations, one for a cig-alike that approximately 0 people use and you cannot find, and one for a series of chews and discs that haven't been on the market in almost 3 years. Like, what is FDA doing right now?
Go home, FDA, you're drunk.
Saving lives is what FDA is doing right now. Saving lives, you guys.
I read this article and my mind just I feel like my brain and my skull just kind of caved in a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
just what? I mean, how
See, this right here is why I don't predict things in the vapor THR space, because then FDA does stuff like this, and I'm just like, what? Yeah. Just so you guys know, a lot of time and FDA manpower went into that approval.
You mean the
To say,
third-party
hey,
companies they had do most of their stuff?
Hey, Altria, you guys, you're good on the Verve. If you want to sell the Verve, sell it all you want.
The people, Altria was like, really? They accepted that? We haven't made that in years. I bet you the heads at Altria are like...
They're like, all right, but where's the Juul?
People at the Altria office are like, do we still have the recipes and how to make this stuff? We haven't made it in
Anybody got
years."
one of those tin of the discs laying around? We can sell that now.
Check in the warehouse and see if we still have this stuff.
See if we have any discs.
Where do we order our discs from? Is that distributor still available? What? Just so many questions.
And Mallory does make a really good point. She's right. They are going from the oldest PMTAs forward. The PMTA for the View Solo was submitted in September of 2019.
Mhm.
That Verve is, again, submitted somewhere probably in the realm of 2018. That PMTA was submitted prior to them pulling the product. So, yes, they are going from oldest to newest, but FDA also said that they would be going from largest market share, which, again, I guess if you're looking at Reynolds and Altria, that is also still true.
Mhm.
So maybe it's a combination of both of those things. One of the other things on that point, that's a really good, excellent point, Mallory, and thank you, is that PMTA for the View Solo took 2 years. So if that's any indication for where we go for products that were submitted on time in 2020, we're not looking at approval for those products for, again, probably 2 years. If that's the benchmark for the View Solo to get authorization.
And if we're talking about market share, that means Juul has to be coming up pretty damn soon.
Sure. But again, 2 years for the Solo to get authorization, How long is it going to take the Juul to get authorization?
Well, I feel like,
If it does at all, I guess.
in my opinion, I feel like they didn't even touch any of the PMTA process until the deadline happened. To where it's like they kind of just had.
I mean, we've already
room.
seen them be really flimsy with,
Right.
sending out MDOs.
They kept all the paperwork in a room, and then the deadline happened. Somebody's alarm went off. Be like, oh crap, we got to do this. That's probably what
that
happened.
little, reminder on somebody's iPhone was like, hey, bro, PMTA.
It was like, oh yeah, we did that.
But yeah, it is, aside from the Verve, right? The Verve is whatever. Cool. They got authorization. They don't sell the product anymore. It was pulled from the market years ago. What are we doing? Whatever. Fine. The views thing, though, is still really good news. It's just not great news.
Mm-hmm.
Would we all love to see 15,000 flavors and RTAs and mech mods receive PMTAs and authorizations? Yes, right? Like, end all be all would be to let this space, let this marketplace do what it's done for the last decade and save lives.
Mm-hmm.
Just get out of the way, FDA. That's what we all want. But that's not what we're going to get.
No.
Obviously, I think it's a reality that we all have to accept. It is good news. The View Solo getting authorization is great news. There's a lot that can be built from that. It is, again, FDA acknowledging that there's a vapor product, at least one, that exists that is appropriate for the protection of public health, which means in itself, vapor products are appropriate for the protection of public health.
Yep.
There's a lot to build off of there, and there's a lot of cases to be made from this in courts. There's a lot of precedent here that is set by this approval. But it's FDA playing softball. Part of it, Mallory, you're right, is absolutely FDA going by how long things take, the process itself, market share, all things included.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
It's just kind of looking at these two approvals and all the kind of other stuff that has been approved for marketing and continuing to stay on the market. I kind of have a little prediction on how I feel things are going to go moving forward. It may not
What's
be
your prediction, Corey?
It may not be something people will like. I don't see anything besides products that Big Tobacco comes out with ever being approved for a PMTA. I don't see it. I feel like these companies filing these appeals for these petitions for MDOs. Yeah, Enjoy I can see going through because they have a big market share in this, and I feel like.
I mean, they don't. They have a
I would say
market share in
it's
the
a significant
convenience
market share.
store.
It's not
space.
kind of bleeding with like the big companies and all that stuff. Like
No,
Altria,
it's
RJ
not
Reynolds.
anywhere near Juul and Reynolds or anybody else.
It's
But
like you're not going to be able to.
it is still there.
I would still consider Enjoy a significant market share within.
Yeah.
This,
but they're not an incumbent tobacco company.
Right.
They never have been. So, if Enjoy gets an approval, that would be the first independent vapor company to receive an authorization. Now, that would be something really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a really big thing if Enjoy got it. And I mean, we all have a lot. We wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation right now if it wasn't for Enjoy.
Right.
So
they've done so much behind
a lot of respect for Enjoy. And I really do hope they get it as well.
Right.
But I could see Enjoy getting it. I agree with you, alongside, incumbent tobacco company products sitting up on the shelves.
Mm-hmm. But if anybody out here is expecting a flavored product besides tobacco, mint, menthol, or anything else when it comes to
I'll tell you, I'll be real happy when we start seeing mints and menthols.
Right. If you expect like those ones where it's like the kind of like those detachable sodium tanks where you see like on the Aegis, all like the new Aegis mods, the kind of stuff. You expect a sub-ohm tank with coil heads and flavored e-liquid to pass a PMTA. You're kind of living in fantasy land, in my opinion, I think. Because that's not what's going to...
I think maybe someday
not
there's
anytime
a possibility
soon.
of getting there, but it's going to take a lot of authorizations, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of fights, and a lot of advocates to get us to that point.
Right.
But is that going to happen tomorrow? Are we going to see 120 mils of strawberry kiwi receive authorization and mango jewel pods? And no, it's just not I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
What I feel like is going to happen is it's an opportunity, but I see this route kind of helping us in our favor as well, because the hobbyist community is kind of very vast and very helpful in those kind of situations, to where these people are going to get these products that get approved, that are the simplest kind of versions of vaping that you can get, ones that don't appeal to children, or ones that are the simplest versions of themselves to be put out on the market. These people are going to get this product, and they're going to see it, they're going to use it, and be like, I want to see what else is out there. And they're going to find the communities we're in when it comes to hobbyist communities, and that's where most of the kind of transitioning
I mean, that's
over.
the biggest like hope, right? For
Yeah.
anybody finding these products and they're not satisfied with these products, they want something else, they want something better. Hopefully people seek out this community.
Because the stuff that the everyday user is going to be continuing to be on the market when it comes to stuff that people buy in convenience stores and gas stations, all that stuff. The stuff that you purchase at vape shops and all that stuff is most likely going to go underground. Black market is going to be a huge thing that is going to hopefully be something that these people can take advantage of, because we've been doing black market stuff with vaping for how many years now?
I mean, technically, so much of this is already illegal and has
Yeah.
been since 2016 in
Right.
the deeming regs. So
We're well.
there's just more of a focus on it being illegal
we're
now.
well in used to being underground and being in that kind of
Sure.
black market area. Which
Yeah,
is how
like
it's gonna
anytime
be.
you buy I mean, basically anytime you buy a new product, something that's came out after
Yeah,
August
it's
8th,
illegal.
2016, is gray. I wouldn't say black market, but gray market for sure.
Right. So that's how I see things happening. You're gonna see the simplified products be available everywhere, like they are now, at gas stations, convenience stores, and all that kind of stuff. And the stuff that we are using, I see the availability of vape shops going away pretty quick. Vape shops are going to be shutting down left and right. I feel that is if you don't see that's a reasonable possibility, then
I mean, vape shops have already been closing.
yeah,
Right.
and it's just continuing to close down. It's like, I know that, and like there's a lot of vape shop owners that it's like I'll shut down when they'll drag me out, and it eventually might
Good.
get to that point, because
And good on
FDA is
those
not
people.
enforcing it. The
Stand your
ATF
ground,
is.
man. I mean, this is unlawful.
Right.
This is unconstitutional AF. And I would encourage people to stand their ground and force FDA to shut you down. Like, make them put in some actual work.
They won't be doing it themselves. They'll send an ATF for it.
No, they'll send somebody from a health agency or something like that, or the sheriff, but still.
Yeah, just if you can have the mindset of.
I mean, obviously, I'm not encouraging anybody to risk their life and limb and livelihood over it, you know. But,
we don't want anybody to go to jail.
I would
for
love to
selling
just
vape
see,
products.
independent vape shops stand their ground on this. Like,
Oh yeah, 100%.
yeah, I don't want to see people just like roll over and give up.
Mhm.
Again, not encouraging people to risk their life and limb and livelihood for it, but fight it.
But that's just how I see things going. It's like we probably know that the FDA is not going to approve anything flavored. So it's
Again,
like, why
not
looking
anytime
at these
soon.
MDOs?
I think it's going to be. I mean, I still have hope for years down the road. I just don't have hope for like tomorrow seeing
Right.
a strawberry lemonade hit the authorization. Like I don't, and I think that's reasonable given where we're at and what's receiving approvals right now, and given the time frame it's taking. IQOS took 3 years. The View Solo took 2. The Verve took 3. For
Right.
a disc and a chew. So, but I mean, we'll see.
I completely agree, Mallory. We all use open systems. The kids aren't going for the open systems, and it's just like that's why
No,
it's
they
like
never have. I mean, even Gottlieb said that when he talked about these contraptions.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, other than that, I mean, me and Corey could sit here all day and try to predict the future, but
We're not.
it's
gonna
not
be able
worth
to
it. One, and we're probably going to be wrong. 2,
Mhm.
I think the biggest takeaway from all of this is FDA is slow and ineffective and inefficient. And Yoha, Greg, I see you. But at the same time, we officially can say there are vapor products that are appropriate for the protection of public health.
Yeah, which is big news.
And there are products that will be allowed to be sold perfectly legally in convenience stores or wherever people decide to sell the View Solo. If you want to sell the View Solo in a vape shop, sure, it's your vape shop. But they're authorized, and people can go buy them, and people can try to quit smoking with them, and people can use them and reduce the harms of smoking to them. So, like, it's a great thing. It's a good thing. It's just not like, oh.
It's a good thing,
No.
but it's not the ideal thing.
Yeah, no, it's not the ideal thing. By and large, it is not the ideal thing.
And kind of switching over to more on the lighter good news of things with, of course, we know about a vapor product being marketing approval with the FDA. There is another kind of really cool thing that me and Logan learned about yesterday, I believe it was, which is huge for a country that's directly south of the U.S. And big shout outs to every vapor in Mexico, because you guys are free now. So
You're free.
Yeah, when it comes to vaping.
What a way to word it.
When it comes to vaping. And it's a really cool thing because if you guys don't know, vaping in Mexico, it's used to be bad. Like all vaping was illegal kind of thing. Liquid companies, mod companies, selling any vapor product in Mexico was...
Yeah, Mexico was not the place for vapor products.
Right. It was bad.
It was just not.
So, I believe one of their... It was. Let me look and see if I can find this. I'll actually... Hold on, let me do this. I'll actually go through your
You're
whole...
gonna
please.
pull up that post?
Yeah, I'm not gonna post it in chat, but I'm just gonna give myself some things to look at. Just so I can give people their correct...
I was gonna say, could you pull it up and share your screen or at least...
sharing your screen in OBS, kind of just...
We can still see you, Jay.
Yeah, whenever you try to... Was he actually crawling on the floor?
That officially is the highlight of this stream.
That is great.
It was a valiant effort, though.
Okay, kind of giving people a more accurate thing that happened. So for the past 10 years, vaping has been banned, illegal in the country of Mexico. Well, yesterday, the Supreme Court of Justice, the Supreme Court of Justice of the nation, that's just way too many words when you could just say the Supreme Court of Justice, has ruled the ban on the commercialization of e-cigarettes, interpreted from Article 16th fraction of the LGTC, is unconstitutional, which meaning this ban on vaping is taking away people's rights to choose a product that's safer alternative. And what it says right here, which is pretty much sums it all up, adults have the right to choose an electronic cigarette.
Yes.
And why is so?
How simple is that? And exactly the point to make. Adults have the right to choose an electronic cigarette. Yes, they do.
And now a country that used to be banned and everything was prohibition has now a free market when it comes to vaping right now. Which
I don't know about that. Is it like just open?
I guess they just, from what I'm assuming,
I'm sure that there's some process that they're
Oh yeah, there's
going
probably
through
going to be
to
something they have to
create,
go through.
you know, some regulations, and they're going to have their own rules and things that. But yeah,
we definitely will touch on the rules that come out because.
Sure, I would love to see what Mexico is going to do.
Yeah, because situations like that, I can see possible ways to where companies in the U.S. that are suffering could maybe move operations in a country to where you have more free reign. Because it's not like you're in somewhere to where you have to go over to Europe to continue operations. No, you just need to go directly south. Our neighbors to the south, practically.
I mean, unless you're like an East Coast operation, it actually might be closer to hop the pond.
True. But if you're like in states like Texas and all, everybody south.
Yeah, like if your e-liquid company is in, you know, Maine or something. It actually might be closer to hop the pond than to move to
Yeah,
Mexico.
because obviously Canada is still going through some rough stuff right now. So it's
Oh
not,
yeah, don't go to Canada.
You don't want to go north with your operation.
No, don't go north.
Stay away from north.
Yeah, no, be every at least middle class, upper class, old New Yorker who goes south for the winter.
Right.
Go south. Don't go north.
So seeing the possibility of possibly companies opening up their options to move operations down into Mexico is a possibility I see happening.
Sure.
And,
If Mexico allows that.
Right. I mean,
Sure. I mean, we have no idea what their regulations, what they're going to put in place. We don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But the options, I don't want to say are limitless, but there's a lot more options available now, which
Sure.
we're going to kind of just have to see what's going to happen with legislation that happens down there and seeing if there's options available. But it kind of opened the door, like a door slightly opened a little bit in a shining light.
I think a door is pretty well opened
Oh yeah,
from here out.
it's not like somebody
It's
kicked
just
in.
all
and said,
gonna it's all gonna depend on advocates in Mexico being heard and getting their voices in when it comes to those regulations and those standards and what's going to happen moving forward in Mexico. So
it was
I
a cool-
applaud all of the
Right.
advocates down there for the work they've put in over the last decade. And I wish them all the best moving forward.
And it's funny because when I was down in Houston, not last weekend, but the weekend before, I got the opportunity to talk to Oscar, the owner of Infinite Mods, which is a company based out of Mexico. He came up to Houston for the C3 Expo, the Counterculture Convention, which was literally just Delta 8 and CBD and all that stuff with 2 liquid companies there. So your options of an MVE being an MVE kind of got thrown out the window. But that'll be another topic for another time. I don't know if I want to kind of give my thoughts on the convention yet because it was a little lackluster and just kind of but yeah, there were 2 or 3 companies. I think it was one.
I mean, let's
2.
be honest. Everyone that went to that convention, like from the vapor space, went there to hang out with all their friends.
Yeah.
Nobody went for the convention.
No, we went to the convention because it's something to do and possibly getting free stuff like Delta 8 would have
Sure,
been
stuff like that.
easy possibility.
But you really went to hang out with everyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just
Mexico, yay, I'm coming with a truck to stock up on e-juice.
right. And with there being like the smallest kind of modders gallery that convention can offer, I mean, it was Susco, Infinite Mods, and then Matt Bennett from Bennett Tool Customs was there. That was pretty much it. I got to have the opportunity to talk to Oscar after for years of talking on Instagram and already and all that kind of stuff. And one of our conversations kind of ended up with like, I think is when we were leaving on Saturday, where it was like, I'm not going to be there on Sunday, so I wanted to say goodbye to Oscar. It was today. It was good meeting him. And kind of talking about what the future holds for where he is because he has to fly out over to Mexico tomorrow. Well, he was going over on Monday, I believe it was. And he had to do like the quarantine thing when he gets back and all that kind of stuff, how the COVID regulations are going right now. But we were kind of talking about how vaping was going down there, and he was like, it's tough. Yeah, it's like he was saying how it's outlawed and all kind of thing, but it's kind of convenient that right after the conversation we had, this happens. So I'm looking at
maybe your conversation put something good out into the
some
universe.
good vibes in the ether.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see somebody like that who it's a person that I know worked really hard for their business. He's come a long way when it comes to product he's come out with, when it comes to the mech mods and all that kind of stuff, coming out with squonks, RDAs, all that kind of stuff. Put really hard work into his craft, and having his options kind of opened up to be able to sell his product in Mexico, I think is huge. And I think it's really cool to see somebody that has put so much effort to it kind of get rewarded into being, it kind of sucks to say where you're rewarded for selling something that in the country you live in. It shouldn't be a reward. It should be a given if you want to be a small business, being able to sell a product. That's pretty much what being a small business is all about.
Yeah.
Being able to sell a product you work your heart and soul into, being able to sell it to the masses around you.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And so
No, it's excellent news out of Mexico.
Oh, fantastic.
And really my only thoughts are just with advocates continuing continuing to do what they've been doing, and to just absolutely make sure that they are part of that conversation going forward.
Oh yeah, you have to be, because
Yeah.
with that
Because because now that it's, I mean, Mexico could go a lot of ways. They could very easily fall into a situation just like what we're dealing with.
right.
Just because that law has been overturned, going forward, anything could happen now. Right, with like what's allowed, what that process for them is going to look like, the restrictions, all of that is now on the table. So advocates absolutely need to be part of that conversation going forward.
It's just kind of one of those situations. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Because it's exciting news, and it's kind of see what the steps are going to be taken over there, because it's not like it's somebody overseas to where something that happens over there really isn't like impacting what's going on around you. It's Mexico. That's something that can impact a lot of the vapor industry within the U.S. People don't think it can, but it can play a big part in the things. I'm hoping.
Yeah, and it could play a lot of roles in what comes into the U.S.
Right. I mean, people need to pay attention to this. Companies in the U.S. need to pay attention to what's happening in Mexico right now, because...
I mean, literal products coming over the border.
Right. Because we thought we were able to get our products, like, once all this PMTA stuff happened, we were like, oh yeah, we can get our stuff in Canada, it's fine. And then Canada took a shit, and we were like, fuck. And then...
Yeah, but I mean, and like, there's a lot of illegal things that come over the border.
Right. Yeah, so it's like...
So... the U.S. now also has to take into consideration what Mexico is going to do forward. And I'm sure that there are going to be American interests and lobbyists also part of that conversation. I don't know,
100%.
as a lobbyist, maybe not. I don't know if American companies can lobby in Mexico like that in any way. I don't know if that's a legal thing or what, but there will be pressure from the U.S., I'm sure, going forward as to how Mexico handles this situation.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. And we'll definitely keep you guys up to date on what we find out and what's going on over there and how it's going to impact us.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that's pretty much what we had scheduled for today.
Look at that.
Right?
I even had time and we still crushed it.
Yeah, we still got.
I got a beer delivered.
Some more Southern Tier. Like it.
Yes. It's fantastic.
Is it cold
beer.
too?
It is cold.
Awesome.
I don't have a
Even
clean
better.
glass though. So I'm just gonna be reckless and drink it right out of the can.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Reckless.
And it works. But other than that, that is pretty much what
Out
we
of
have for you
control.
guys this evening. So, actually, let's look. I haven't.
Like a whole lot of up and down this week.
Yeah, up and down, weird turns and shit. But
Yeah. Some good news, maybe not great news. Some other really cool news. Some weird news about discs and chews. You know. I am honestly though really curious. Like now I want to try a Verve disc.
with it being 1.5 milligrams, I feel like it's just.
I don't care. I just want to try it now.
Yeah.
I just
Let's
want
see
to
if
know
it's-
how bad it is and why it got discontinued and recalled or whatever.
Like
pulled
if
from
the chew tastes like a mint gum or something like that. Sure.
I'm assuming it probably just tastes. It's just not gum.
Right. It's just. I don't know if it's like. That's the weird thing with it being a chew. Is it like a gummy? Is it like, I don't know if it's like.
I just think of like those fruit chews, you know, like a chew, like a Starburst.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Yeah.
Something like, maybe not obviously like a Starburst. That's like more of a taffy kind of candy, but something like that.
So.
Like a really unexciting now and later. I guess that's more taffy too.
So before we get out of here, we always kind of end things off by going through our good friend's website over at CASA.
Oh, I don't have testimonials pull up. You just pick one this week.
Yeah, I'll take one. But we like going through CASA. Before we do testimonials, we like letting you guys know of stuff that with current call to
I never know what to
actions
do with
on
my
the
mic
statewide
anymore.
level going on. So we got the Michigan. This one was posted on the 5th, which I think that one's kind of withdrawn and all done. So.
I mean, obviously the nicotine tax,
Right.
That is still a national call to action that is very much alive. And if you haven't done it yet, please do it.
Yeah, so we have a call to action for the flavor ban, which is what CASA is considering a successful call to action, which big round of applause to everybody in Michigan for doing their due diligence. Everybody that took part in this, huge shout out to you guys.
It is still very much likely, though, to come up in legislation.
Right.
So it's not dead. It's taking a nap.
And then we have one where they actually had their kind of hearing yesterday. Washington County, Oregon had a flavor ban in the works, which was Board of Commissioners is moving forward with a proposal to ban sales of flavored nicotine products, synthetic or tobacco derived. What started as a proposal to limit sales of flavored products to adults-only establishments is now full-blown flavor ban and prohibition on discounts and coupons. This next opportunity for the board to hold a public hearing. Of course, it was yesterday at 10 a.m. on a virtual Zoom meeting. But right now, the bill is still introduced, so you still have the opportunity to do this call to action. So, of course, go over to CASA's website. I'll actually put the link for this call to action in chat for you guys. Of course, you can see CASA's website in the description down below if you want to just bookmark it, keep up to date to what is going on the statewide level. It's literally just one pull down tab to where it's like state and local, or you can go above it. It says national. Really, not much is happening on the national level because most of the fights are on the state and local. But
There's
it has
a big thing happening on the national level right now.
Yeah, true. But it's just a lot of stuff going on. CASA is always keeping everybody up to date on what's going on when it comes to legislation all around the U.S. So if you're not a member of them, go over to the website, become a member. I'm a member on there, so
yeah, it's free. You can sign up for newsletters. You can check out the blog. You can sign up for all the calls to action.
Yeah, they have merch if you want to support them as well. I have multiple CASA
buy a t-shirt.
shirts.
They're dope.
I think I have 1, 2, 3. I think 3 shirts.
You have more CASA t-shirts than me.
I had to get my state CASA shirt, of course.
Yep, you got to get a state one.
But then there was one to where it's, what was it was like something of mass disruption one. To where it kind of had like all the vapes on there, and it's like something mass disruption. I forgot. I wore it a little bit ago. I'm surprised I don't know what it says. And then, of course, the token we vape, we vote, like American kind of style shirt they have. But they have all kinds of merch on there available for you guys to look at. So if you want to support CASA, do it by donating, or you can buy merch from them. Who knows?
You can also tune in every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Pacific to CASA Live.
Shameless plug. Don't care. It's not shameless.
Yeah, catch all your the legislative rundown from Alex every week.
Yes, I am subscribed.
Our takes every week, and whatever our main topic deep dive conversation is that week. You can also tune into it on basically wherever you find your podcasts. I don't actually know what platforms we have all of our podcasts going to. I upload them natively to SoundCloud, then they disperse to the other ones from there. But I believe we're on Apple. I believe it's on Google. It's definitely on SoundCloud, so you can tune into those there. I cut those. I take our live stream and I convert it into 2 separate podcasts every week. There's a full version where people can tune into the whole 2-hour discussion, or there's also a shorthand, just the legislative rundown, need to know, get it in quick on your commute to work, find out what you need to know version of that podcast as well for people who don't have that kind of time. So check it out. Follow CASA all over the place, CASA Media on most social medias and stuff, and definitely become a member and get one of those testimonials in that Corey's about to read.
Yeah. Let's go into that right here. Testimonials. Of course, it's a great kind of platform to where you can tell your story.
Yes,
the last one that was put in was in June. June, people. There hasn't been a testimonial since June. We need to change that. So I think if anybody comes in with a testimonial within now and the next time we do a show, we'll read it. We still have that option on the table where if you send us a testimonial, it doesn't matter where. If you post it on CASA, you could send it to either me or Logan's DMs on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Send us your testimonial, and we
are going to be real bummed if you send me stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't think Logan looks at Facebook.
I
I
don't go on
do. So if
Facebook.
you want to send it to me on
definitely get at
Facebook,
me at Logan Exhales on Twitter or Instagram, though.
yeah, your options are on the table to where if you send us a testimonial, we will read it.
Yes.
But let's see. Let's look. Let's see what our friend Todd has to say. I don't know if we've read one from Todd yet. I feel like we have.
Did we read Todd?
Let's
Todd,
see.
did we read your testimonial?
I think so. I don't think he's watching, but
Sorry,
let's
Todd.
see.
I think we already did it.
Let's talk about Sean here. So, experience, 2 to 5 years experience, and what he says here is, I smoked for over 30 years. I assumed that I would die from smoking because no smoking cessation method had worked at the point. A few years ago, I was able to quit smoking almost by accident by using a vape device that my parents had forced me to buy. I have not smoked a cigarette since then, and I rely on flavors other than tobacco to stay away from them. Who would have thunk it that somebody's parents would buy them a vape and it would
Good
get
on
them
them.
off of smoking cigarettes?
I mean, I don't believe in forcing people to
30,
do
30 years
but
of smoking
still.
cigarettes. Imagine how much damage. 30 years of smoking can significant amount of damage to your body.
Yes.
And being able to...
Yeah, smoking literally affects every organ in your body.
Mhm. And not in a good way. It's kind of
Even
awful.
your skin, which is your biggest organ, it affects every organ in
I
your
think
body.
people forget that skin's an organ.
Thank you, Mallory. She says, I do the tax call to action whenever I can. I keep sending it out at least weekly. Keep it
Oh,
up, Mallory.
yes.
Good on you, and thank you. Thank you.
Mallory's been going to town on Twitter as well. If you guys haven't seen it,
Oh,
Mallory has been doing great things over.
Yes.
Her Twitter game is
my
strong.
hero.
And
Mallory, you're my hero.
she is an awesome individual. I still kind of, because since she's in my area, I still try to convince her to come by the brewery and I'll buy her a freaking round of drinks or something. But
Go get a beer with Corey.
I keep on trying to convince her. She will yet to fucking get out of the house.
That's
I was
okay.
like,
You don't
I'll
have to
pay
go
for
get
your
a beer
Uber
with
if I
Corey.
have to.
I'm going to go get a beer with Corey, though.
Like, I want to see her and I want to see Mallory.
Jay
I want to talk to her.
Jay is basically decided that I am going to Ohio.
Well, yeah, I think I decided at the moment.
Yeah, I think
Jay
it's just
kinda
been
got there
decided.
and
So
like,
at
you
some
have no
point, I'm
excuse
going to be
now.
dragged to Ohio. So
If Jay can drive all the way from Arizona to you,
listen,
have no
I've drove
fucking
all the way
excuse.
from Western New York to Orlando, Florida before too.
Zay.
That's a decent drive.
And it's like, he left the same day I did when it came from Ohio to your final destination, which I drove 7.5 hours to get home. You can take the 4 hours.
I can. I'll come to Ohio soon, and we'll get a beer, Corey.
Yeah, well,
and
we-
maybe Mallory will come get a drink with us.
Yeah. But Mallory has to come by the brewery so I can buy her a drink too. Because I need a conversation with Mallory in person. And she needs to stop being curmudgeon-y and say, I don't want to get out of the house. Because I'm calling you curmudgeon-y because you're curmudgeon-y. And-
You're a curmudgeon.
But other than that,
Mallory, I don't think you're a curmudgeon. I'm going to try to stay on your good side.
oh, don't worry. She'll write me a new one later. It's fine. But other than that, I think that is pretty much what we have for you guys this evening. So thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. You guys are amazing. If you hadn't hit that like button already, please do so. It'd help us out a lot. I know we have some people already viewing it. A lot of our views when it comes to what's in the news is done on the replay, which is perfectly fine.
Replay crew.
Yeah, always fine with the replay crew. Some people don't have the time throughout their day. It's a weekday still, so people are doing family stuff, and it's perfectly okay. But other than that, that's what we have for you guys today. So thank you everybody again in chat for hanging out, participating. You guys are awesome. Huge shout outs to all of you. Of course, we won't have a show next week, but we're a bi-weekly show, so you can expect the show not this next coming week, but the week after that. We'll hopefully have more PMTA stuff to talk about, maybe more news out of Mexico. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we're going to have
Hopefully.
topics and kind of conversation to talk about and help us.
Hopefully some more good news.
Yeah, we'll have more things that we can help keep you guys up to date on what's going on and kind of share our opinions on some of this stuff as well. But other than that, that's it, guys. I'm going to leave it to Logan for one last shameless plug if he wants to do so, because we're on those last minutes.
We're, again, Saturdays, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Pacific. Tune in to Casal Live. Part of the conversation. We answer questions through chat. We do our best over there. So join in Join us. Catch us. If you can't catch the replay, listen to the podcast. Subscribe, like, do all those fun things, especially while you're here right now. If you're not subscribed to Corey and you didn't hit the like button, hit the like button. And then if you want to hang out with me on Sunday nights while I drink beer and fiddle with vape stuff, you can come over to my Instagram, Logan_Exhales. It changes from week to week depending on what my schedule looks like, but it's either 8 or 9 at night, Sunday nights, Eastern time. Come down with me. It's a good time.
For sure. And talking to all my craft beer lovers out there, if you haven't been a little slow on the reviews just because working that brewery life now is kind of taken over. But this next, rest of this week and a lot of next week is going to be open because we kind of took care of everything we needed to do before our big release we're doing for the next set of beers we're doing. Halloween weekend. We have a Halloween weekend kind of release of some sours we're doing. So we got all the prep for that done. Everything's kegged and ready to go. And today I got everything, pretty much all the rest of the work done that needed to be done around the brewery, behind the scenes, done. And there's nothing really going on. We're not brewing, we're not prepping, cleaning or anything because it's all done. So I'll probably be kind of slow when it comes to work, when it comes to next week. So hopefully, I know I'm going to be working that Halloween weekend. So if anybody in the Illinois area wants to come down, northwest suburbs, come over to Fibs Brewing. If you don't know what Fibs stands for, it's fucking Illinois bastards, and we love it. And we have a cool 4 set of beers that we're coming out with that you guys can all enjoy. But other than that,
I got to get at you for some of these beers.
Yeah.
Is what I got to do.
If anybody knows the Halloween theme,
I'll just have some of those beers when I come.
Yeah, we're doing a Skittles release, a Skittles sour release. So if you haven't seen the teaser I posted on Instagram, we're really excited to kind of come out with this one. It's a popular hit that always goes really well. And of course, when it's released, there's a big Halloween party over at the brewery too, so everybody's wearing costumes and all that kind of stuff. It's just a fun time.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So hope to see people from the northwest suburbs to show up. Anybody that watched the channel, hopefully to see you there. That'd be awesome. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna steal Logan's line because actually I don't remember the line now. My mind just went blank. Holy crap.
What's my line?
I don't know what's your line. How do you usually end a show?
Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Much appreciated. Stay safe. Stay cloudy out there. Be excellent to each other. And we will see you next time. Boosh.
Really? That's all you had?
I dropped the Nick line. There you go.
No,
I booshed it.
You always had something else. Okay, whatever. We
What
will
else
see
did
you
I-
all
what?
next time.
What's my other line?
I don't remember, okay? I feel like I have to go back
I
and watch
said
it.
all the lines, Corey. That's it. That's all I got.
We're going to talk about
I even
that.
dropped a boosh, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just off my game. I don't know. But thank you again for everybody tuning in. You guys are awesome. And I'll steal from Logan again. But we will see you all next time.
Is that really from me? I don't think
No,
that's
I don't
from
know.
me.
I'm just bullshitting at this point. So, see ya.